June is designated as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Men's mental health is important yet often overlooked aspect of overall well-being. Despite the significant progress made in understanding and treating mental health issues, men frequently face unique challenges that prevent them from seeking and receiving help they need. Welcome to the World's Drunkest Podcast, Drinks and Things, super producer Jake.
Good afternoon, evening, everyone.
I'm your boy MG. We have our special guest from Three Beards Media, Man of Many Podcasts, die-hard Iowa State fan, man with the baddest tailgating ambulance in the planet, Mr. Chris Shipley.
Yo, man, thanks for having me on.
Hey, we appreciate it. I just want to, before we get started, man, I want to get into some mental health stuff about men. This is part 3 of our mini-series titled Tackle Mental Health. As we know, mental health issues is prevalent among men, but a lot of times it's unreported, untreated. Approximately 6 million men in the United States suffer from depression each year. And to expand on that, men are more likely than women to die by suicide, with suicide rates being nearly 4 times higher in men and women. We know that there are many factors that go in and contribute to mental health issues, where it is men or women or kids. You have PTSD, you have depression, you have anxiety. A lot of times there's an underlying cause for many mental health issues. What we like to do is, with each guest, Chris, that comes on, we like to kind of get a background on our guests. Where you're from, where you grew up, just kind of your history before we get into meat and potatoes of this. Well, hold on. First of all, it's customary before the start of every episode, even with this being a mental health episode, we do a shot. Chris is doing Fireball. He branched out on us today. Jake and I, mental. So cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
Ooh, not spicy, but minty. Hey man, just give us a little bit of background on where you're from, man.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, again, thanks for having me on. Honored to be on. I've been following you guys quite a bit. As Mark said, my name is Chris Shipley. I grew up in central Iowa, Des Moines area, South Side kid. Short of 6 months in Phoenix when my dad took a job, and I was absolutely miserable my freshman year of high school there. Went to Iowa State. Married pretty early. I was 21 years old when I got married. Had 2 wonderful kids, Taylor, who has transitioned to Tyler now, and Caitlin. Didn't work out. I'll never regret it because I got 2 wonderful kids out of it. But then I met my second wife, Stacy, and she had 2 young boys, Joshua and Jordan, who have a rare disease called Williams syndrome. They're actually one of the few identical twins in the Midwest with this syndrome. So we met about 14-15 years ago and got married and have kind of built a life together and brought the kids together. A lot of it is me just kind of evolving. I always joke and say there's Chris BS, which was before Stacy, and then and then after Stacy. She likes to tout that there's a lot more improvement AS after Stacy. So, but yeah, that's it's in a nutshell. I have a wonderful family. I've got a wonderful job, and that's about it, really. I mean,
let's talk a little bit about the 10,000 podcasts you do, man. So can you name them all?
I'm not on everyone.
You're not on everyone, but Three Beards produce like 10.
We have about 10 podcasts. So I'll take you through the history real quick. We started off me and a guy I met on Twitter was part of the Tailgate Society, which is Ted Flynn's group, great guys.
Right.
And we decided to do a podcast called Old Man Strength. And it was all about us. We started off as just two old men just bitching about shit. It turned into, we really started talking about my dad and our dads and things like that. And that evolved into bringing on guests that we would then learn about their families and their dads. And it really kind of turned into, you can bring people in and ask them the normal stuff, but we'd like to learn about their backgrounds and their philosophy in life and things like that. So we decided at one point we wanted to kind of take that on our own, and we brought another buddy of ours, Aaron, along, who Tim was doing a podcast with Aaron called Bitter Units, which was a beer podcast.
Ooh.